Hi everyone, welcome to Adventures with Raven and Rowley. I'm Raven and this is Rowley. A few years ago I started this channel. During that time I was living in a fifth wheel RV. I've lived in an RV Class A and then in the fifth wheel for a total of 5 years. The playlist is here if you'd like to see such a thing. Okay. Until a little over a month ago, almost 2 months ago, I've lived full-time in the Mojave Desert in a self-converted 6x12 cargo trailer. Playlist for the cargo trailer conversion and living in it is here somewhere up there. Okay. Last week I talked about my first impression of Geneva, Switzerland. This week I'm going to talk about van and RV camping in Switzerland. If you're curious, please join us on this journey and continue to watch. This is the entrance to my sitting area outside my door. I plan to put some plants down here and a chair and table. This video is about land accessibility in Switzerland versus American BLM forest preserves, etc. land. In Geneva, which is the canton I'm living in Geneva, everyone has access to outdoor living in some form. Actually, I think it's all of Switzerland, and people have access to outdoor living. There is freedom to roam, and is guaranteed in Switzerland by the Swiss Civil Code. But some cantons are like states in America, have regulations concerning the usage of rights, forest and pasture, beaches, that kind of thing, all freely accessible to everyone as long as there's no excessive use. You can't fence in a forest area except to protect young forest or biotopes, swamplands, things, that kind of stuff. This also applies to private property. You can't fence a forest in, even if you own it. You can't fence a beach in, even if you own it. Certain activities, such as events in the woods or access with cars, must have special authorization. Land which is not usable, considering, stretches of beach or water or rock or snow or ice, unowned or privately owned, has the same rules. No fencing, anybody can use it. So someone could use the beach in front of your beach house. In America, we have the same, except they can't use space in front of your beach house. States regulate who can use what and which pieces of land is usable. In the East Coast, there's almost no such thing as camping. There just isn't. You can't really, it's difficult to get a motorhome around because of the low bridges and things like that, but there just isn't. Everything is owned by somebody, On the West Coast, almost all of the land is owned and unusable by the average person. I'm talking about along California coast, and Oregon, all along that coast. It's owned by somebody. You can't get onto the beach without their permission, except in very, very, very tiny, exclusive areas, So, I never got to put my feet in the ocean, you know. Unlike Switzerland, which makes the beaches and coastlines available to everyone, and nobody can own them. You know? Areas like Nevada and Arizona have huge expanses of land overseen by the Bureau of Land Management or the Forest Service or whatever. Anyway, it can be used for 14 days on average at a time in any one location. So you can stay 14 days here, go 25 miles, stay 14 days there, go another 25 miles, stay 14 days there, come back to the first place, whatever. But you can only stay 14 days. Some towns ban sleeping in your car, your van or RV within the town, so you've got to get out, you know. Other towns welcome you, like 𝗏𝗏𝘁. 𝗏𝗏𝘁 has long-term visitor areas where you can stay for 9 months for $180. It's not bad. They have water available, toilets, garbage available. So that's not bad, but it's out in the desert. The question came up though, can you boondock in a van anywhere in Switzerland? Wild camping is technically not legal in Switzerland, but it's pretty much okay above the tree line. Now, the tree line is 7,200 feet. It's cold up there. It's cold up there in the summer, okay, much less in the winter. I was living wild camping, boondocking, at 3,000 feet in the desert of Nevada. I could have lived in Arizona, parts of California. There's some LTDA areas in California. Not near the beach, though. In Switzerland, wild camping is definitely not allowed in protected areas. Nature preserves, game rest zones, you know, where the deer rest or the birds rest or whatever. Hunting grounds or in the Swiss national parks. Not at all. You have to check the signs posted at the entrance to a nature area and make sure it's okay for you to be there, you know. As a result, you just can't park your motorhome and spend the night on any beautiful spot along the road in Switzerland, like you can in America, more or less. The basis for wild camping in Switzerland is everyone has right to access. Unfortunately, that's not the case in America. This allows you to spend 1 or 2 nights outside of nature reserves. Signs point out possible exceptions, you know, and you're only allowed to do so in designated campsites. So you have to go to a campground of some kind. Unlike in America, you can go out into the desert or into forested areas or whatever, which is real nice. You pretty much can do just that in America, park where you want in a beautiful spot. I don't think that you can get away with parking your van that way either here in Switzerland, either in a van or a car. I don't think you can get away with it. The van would be too obvious and out of place everywhere. The cars, trucks, etc. is very, very, very much regulated here. The use of motorhomes or camper vans is not prohibited by law, but you gotta park in designated areas. But can you sleep in your van or your car in Switzerland? Say you're driving along and you know it's getting late, whatever. I don't know if a van is considered a camper van or not, but if it is, you can't. I would think if you stopped by the side of the road and went to sleep in your van, authorities would show up. Neighbors would report you. People passing by would report you because they would think you were broken down or something. I would think that you would be found out pretty fast. Each municipality, like each state, has its own rules, of course. So pay careful attention to the signs, you know. Law is very much followed here. You know. Like in America, some parking areas allow for overnight rest only, which means, even in America, which means that you should not set up your camp by using your outside table and chairs, and that you should move on early the next day. It's only for the purpose of resting, not camping. Your camper van or motorhome must be parked in a designated area here. Otherwise, you got problems. You get tickets, you know, you got problems. So it seems to me that you probably could live in your car or van, but you've got to be careful and follow the law, just like in America. Okay. The Rowley report. Rowley jumped off of a plastic milk crate a couple of days ago, 4 days ago. His toenail got caught in the plastic and it pulled out his nail by the root. He was bleeding everywhere. It was profuse. I was scared half to death, right? I can imagine the pain he was going through, but he's not really showing it. After I, held it firm to stop the bleeding, and he was bleeding everywhere. And he didn't cry out then either while I'm pressing on his foot, that he just pulled out the whole fingernail from the root, you know? Anyway, it's been 4 days. And he limps a little bit. But, it's like towards the end of the day, he's been walking a lot, been doing a lot, playing a lot, that kind of thing. And then he sits down, he'll lick it, it's limping, it's hurting. And it's only been 4 days. It's been me with 4 days, I'd be crying, upset, terrified, Anyway, I took him for a walk this morning because he wanted to play with a ball last night in the house. So I figured, hey, maybe he's doing okay, but I only went a half a mile. And he did that half a mile without limping. And there's no swelling or heat in his foot, so there's no infection or anything like that. On another note, his vet recommended a medication to mix with his food twice a day to calm him down. At first, I was really kind of against that kind of thing. I mean, I didn't mind the thing on his neck, around his neck, with the pheromones in it. But I was kind of against it, But then I thought, if he was a people, which I think he is, that a doctor would prescribe a medication for anxiety. And it's a natural medication made from milk that relieves anxiety and depression. And if it was me with anxiety or depression, I would take it, So I asked myself, why am I denying my puppy, my sweetie pie, my Sir Rowley the Brave, from having what he needs? I just think he's been suffering with anxiety for 8 years alone. So I gave it to him. So today is day 2. Today's day 3. He's taken 2 full days and 1 morning. So far, he seems to be even more calm than he was with just a collar. We took that walk this morning, and we passed another dog who was behind the fence, but the other dog was very reactive. The same way he was very reactive, but he was calm. He went over to the fence, he sniffed at the dog through the fence. The other dog was growling, barking, running back and forth, trying to get out, that kind of thing. And he was like there, and when the dog came up to the fence, he kind of smelled his behind and, that kind of thing. And then he said, and walked off. I said, wow. So, to tell you the truth, I'm really happy that this is working for him. He seems to be enjoying things a lot more because he's calm enough to enjoy things a lot more. Is kind of cool. So anyway, please subscribe and share our videos. Please also click the like icon and the notification bell. And thanks for watching. Take care of you and yours, and blessed be.